it's an unboxing video. Okay, that was way too cheesy. My apologies, friends. I don't know what it is about unboxing videos, but I just get really excited to do them and to share. And I think part of it is that one of the questions I get asked most frequently is, what exactly do you guys eat? What do you consume? What does this look like in real life? Walking in biblically rooted principles with health. So I love sharing this with you guys and answering questions and just giving you a peek into what that looks like, because it's a commonly asked question. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Amanda Willis. I empower families to wellness authentically through biblically rooted principles. I have not always been a biblical health enthusiast, and if you have not yet checked out my story from Pop-Tarts to biblical health, be sure you check out the link in the description below, because I share a little bit of that journey and encouragement of how many years it's been baby stepping to where we're at. And then we're still on a journey. We have not arrived, but we are working hard to steward our bodies well. So let's dive right on into this month's Thrive Market Order, friends. And if you're not familiar with Thrive, I'll tell you more about them at the end, but I want to go ahead and jump right into this order. Now, if you've been around here for a while, you know that we are on an auto ship with Thrive. We get an order every month. And so some of these items you will see may look familiar if you've watched some of our other videos. And then some are our special treats, even though we have ordered these before. These are dangerous, but these are gonna come in the car with us on our road trip to Palisade, I think. So these are the avocado oil potato chips, Himalayan pink sea salt. Friends, it's hard to feel guilty about eating these because it's literally potatoes, avocado oil, and Himalayan salt. They're organic potatoes, right? These are organic. Oh, maybe they're not. Okay, they're not organic, but they are ethically sourced and non-GMO verified. So you're not getting GMOs, and they taste phenomenal. The bag is small. It is 4.2 ounces, which is good, because when my husband and I eat a whole bag, I don't feel that guilty about it later, because it was only 4.2 ounces. So we did get 2 bags of those in this order. We had to make a rule where we don't get potato chips every month. Wow, look what the altitude did to that bag. All right, let's keep going in this order. Next up, I have a feeling this is our olive oil. Is it? Yes, it is our absolute favorite olive oil. And I think we should have 2 of these again, or did we just do 1? I try to make sure that we have plenty of olive oil on hand, as we are working to make sure that we are living prepared and that we just have, we're never like at the end of something, that we always have at least a backup, and then preferably at least a little in the emergency stash as well. So let's see, because after all, in the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, right? Okay, maybe I only got 1 bottle of that this month. I couldn't remember. I could smell this the second I opened the box. This is our French roast organic whole bean coffee that we get. Friends, it smells phenomenal. And my body is very particular about the type of coffee I do. This is shade grown, so it's lower in acid than a lot of other coffees. And my digestive system handles this very, very well. And also I drink my coffee black. And so flavor is super important to me. My husband adds some cream and or almond milk. So he doesn't notice it quite as much as I do, but he does really love good coffee. This is good coffee. It's by far our favorite at a good price point that we have found to date. Do you use Thrive Market coffee, and how much do you love it too? And then hooray, we got some decaf as well. It is water processed. Is this Swiss water process? Is that where does it say? Yes. Undergo a special Swiss water process to remove the caffeine, because you may or may not know that most decaffeinated coffees on the market, if they're not labeled water process, then there are chemical solvents that are used to pull the caffeine out of the beans. And so I react to a lot of decaf coffees because the chemical solvent, my body does not like the chemical solvent that is used and that is left over in the coffee. And then it also tends to be super acidic when they do it that way. Whereas Swiss water process uses water to remove the caffeine, and then it's nowhere near as acidic as regular decaf. So I love, love, love their decaf. This is the medium dark one, and it comes from Peru. Also, the whole bean. Last time we accidentally ordered the ground, which was fine. It wasn't the end of the world, but we do love to grind our coffee fresh right before using it in the French press. Maybe that makes us snobs. I don't know. What do you do with your coffee? I will say, while I'm opening this, we went to Breckenridge a few weekends ago, and I always feel funny because I pack our French press when we travel, right? And our grinder. When you're used to fresh coffee like that, and you're staying in an Airbnb or something, then you want to be able to have that opportunity to enjoy your coffee, right? And so I know they usually have regular coffee makers, but I taste plastic when I use those, so I can't do it. Anyway, we're walking in, unpacking, and our French press was packed in a grocery tote, so you couldn't see it. But a gentleman was walking in front of us, and he had his pour over kettle, like super visible. And I don't remember what carrier he had it. It was just like a little clear bag or something. He was walking in, and I had to say to him, I was like, you know, it's so encouraging to me to know that we are not the only ones who travel with our coffee supplies. And he was like, yeah, you can't not, right? So tell me if you do as well. This is the Dry Market Organic Marinara Tomato Sauce. It's just your basic marinara. We are growing some tomatoes in our garden. Hopefully very soon. I planted the seeds earlier this week. So our last frost date is not until the middle of May here. So our tomatoes cannot safely go outside until the middle of June. I may push them an extra week too if I can with the root systems, because I planted them in a bigger pot for this reason. We did have snow on June 20th 2 years ago, so I'm trying to be very careful. My goal is to be able to can some tomato sauce of our own this summer. I've never canned, so it would be fun to do some water bath canning since you don't really need special equipment for that. And we shall see. But in the meantime, we've got some basic marinara that we're gonna throw into our backup supply, because when they are fresh, tomatoes are fresh off of our own patio, hopefully very soon, and or the farmer's market. I do tend to make our own pasta sauces and pizza sauces in the summer. They're just better. And I usually make our own dressings too, but if you've been on this channel for any length of time, you know we get this dressing every single month. And we're using restraint to just get one bottle because it is fabulous. I've yet to find a Caesar that tastes just as good, is just as clean, and is bottled, so it's easy. Love the Caesar dressing. And then, let's see, let's keep going. Oh, this is another marinara, I think. We're gonna go fast. Whoop. Yes. I love how well Thrive packages everything. We have only ever had something come damaged once, and honestly, it was in a bag, and somehow the bag got punctured. I think it was towards the top of the box or something. So they replaced it right away, so no problems whatsoever. Celtic sea salt, get your minerals in a good, healthy, bioavailable way. Sun-dried, this salt will change your food flavor too. I love Celtic sea salt, making sure we have plenty. It's the best. Then, all right, I want the other one side by side with this. I'm gonna hold this for just a second, because there's a reason. You'll find out. We did get lots of teas this month. I love Tulsi, turmeric, ginger when I am in phases 1 and 2 of my monthly cycle. My husband loves to drink this too, just on a regular basis. It is not designed for women and their cycles. However, Tulsi is an adaptogenic, it's wholly basil, and it's really helpful and supportive for the endocrine system. And the turmeric ginger, also just really good when you're dealing with lots of inflammation. And so I like to use that during those 2 times, just because inflammation tends to be higher during those 2 phases. Love the flavor of that one as well. And then raspberry leaf. This gets drank every day by me. Ladies, it's great to use every day, all the time. And we're getting closer to loose leaf. Closer. It's probably not going to be till the end of the summer, I think, before I'm mentally able to create the space as we go make the transition to loose leaf teas as well. I'm bulk buying some other things, working on getting with our Azure standard rhythms, ordering from there, and getting like 25-pound bags of rice and beans and stuff for us to work out of and shop our pantry instead of going to the grocery store or being reliant on that all the time. Okay, Earl Grey. Friends, you guys know I love this, especially when it's cloudy out. So it may not have to restock this for a few more months now that we're getting into later spring, early summer. We don't have as many cloudy days in Colorado, but if it's snowing, I'm drinking that. Okay, then there should be one more. Oh, here it is. I'll do this and then those two. All the teas at once, right? Sancha green tea. This is one of the best bagged green teas I have yet to find. It's delicious. It's organic. It tastes great with or without honey. Just super good. Then, okay, I'm experimenting because I do like Thrive Market's Earl Grey tea and I like their Sancha green tea. The teas we've gotten from them we really like. But I have always used traditional medicinals for the roasted dandelion root. But I use this one during phases 3 and 4 of my cycle. It's super great for liver support and liver health. And I don't know what all you're supposed to say or not say about it. So it stimulates the liver and supports healthy digestion. Just always want to make sure I'm on the up and up with the FDA. Okay, so we have 2 different roasted dandelion root teas here. I am going to brew them side by side and see if I can tell a difference between the two. I don't know if there's any difference in the harvesting. I've tried to do my research and have not been able to find anything that tells me that they should be different. But then I also know that there's little things like harvest time and that sort of thing that can go into differences in the tea. So we're going to compare them side by side and I will give you an update next month around when I will likely have to order another bottle. So we'll see. Stay tuned for information on which organic dandelion root tea is better. Okay. Restocking some baking powder. Make sure when you guys are ordering baking powder, aluminum free is what you want to look for, because believe it or not, I know there's so many things in our food we shouldn't have to know or have to find free. You would think like you just go out and get baking powder and it's going to be good and safe and you don't need to know details, right? It seems like the easiest thing. But if it's not aluminum free, there's aluminum in there. And we don't need to be ingesting extra aluminum because we've all got enough of that in our system, right? No neurotoxins, please, in my food. So baking powder. Then we do have a favorite pasta vendor at the Boulder County Farmers Market that I'm so excited we're back in farmers market season and getting fresh made pastas with heirloom grains, spring waters. They're made here on the Front Range, and it's just very exciting to support a local place. However, when I am building up our emergency food storage, I also want to make sure we just have some basics. So this is, we've not tried this one yet. This is the biodynamic spaghetti from Thrive. It's their brand, 100% whole wheat. It says product of Italy. It is organic. And if you're not familiar with biodynamic, it is a farming style that kind of goes beyond organic and takes into account things like the moon phases and all that kind of stuff as well, in the seasons. I mean, seasons are in most farming, but just a little bit more detailed. So I was trying to see if it gave any regenerative agriculture. It's a form of that, which we love supporting regenerative farming, regenerative agriculture, things that are, you know, building the soil instead of stressing it out and monocropping and all that jazz. Then just some basic condiments here. We are almost through this order. Last couple items. Hubby's favorite ketchup. He loves his ketchup, so we get him ketchup. Then, and this one's really clean too. It's his favorite one. I don't think there's sugar in here. Oh no, there is, but it's just organic sugar. But very few ingredients, very clean, a good pre-made ketchup. I have dreams of making all of our own condiments. Maybe one day it'll happen, maybe it won't. At least there's some clean options in the meantime. We love the stone ground mustard as well. I love to, when I make our own vinaigrettes in the summer, I use this mustard as a base a lot. So I'm excited to get more of that on hand as we're getting more greens, both from our garden. Coming soon, we've got some spinach sprouted and our Ice Queen lettuce is sprouted, and I'm actually hardening those off to transplant them next week. So we'll see. The spinach is already out there. So hopefully we'll be able to harvest greens directly soon. But organic ghee. Ghee, if you're not sure, is clarified butter. It just means the protein has been taken out of the butter. And so if you have anyone with a dairy sensitivity, that's super helpful because they can usually tolerate ghee just fine because the protein that causes the reaction is not in there. Also, it is very good to use at high temperature cooking because the protein's not in there. It is very stable. It's a stable fat at high temperatures. So I love making sure we are stocked up on good fats, and that is one of them. See how dark and yellow that is? All the good nutrition in there. And then last, this month, I ordered us a treat because we have some goat cheese that's sitting in our fridge that needs to be eaten, and we just have not had the right crackers to eat it on. It's a fig flavored goat cheese that's really delicious, but I got us some organic einkorn sourdough crackers. Organic sourdough einkorn crackers is how it's worded on there, but the same thing. So einkorn, if you're not familiar with einkorn, it is a heritage wheat. It is actually the original form of wheat, the only one that has never been hybridized. And so its gluten structure is a lot simpler for your body to digest than hybridized wheats that have a stronger and bigger, more complex gluten structure. So it's just easier for your body to break down. Does it show you? It does. Let's see. I'm gonna try and show you this on here. I may have to zoom in differently, but it shows the einkorn next to the modern wheat. And you can see just the two on the picture, what that looks like, and the difference that your body just has an easier time with the thinner, smaller one. It's easier for it to break down. And then sour leavening, of course, helps to pre-digest your food. It gives you lots of enzymes. And again, dreams of making our own organic sourdough einkorn crackers one day. It's probably way more likely and soon on the calendar than our own condiments. So I'm working through the bread baking, and getting back to sourdough consistency here at altitude is a little tricky. And especially when working with ancient grains like einkorn. But it can be done, friends. It can be done. And if you're looking for help with that, check out Carolyn Thomas from the Homesteading Family. This is not sponsored. She has no idea who I am from Adam, but I'm going through her Art of Homemade Bread class right now, and it is phenomenal. She walks you through sprouting and ancient grains and sourdough, sour leavening, and being able to work with all different things. So loving the class. It's super helpful. I highly recommend it. All that to say, we have 2 boxes of crackers. All right, so that is this month's Thrive Market order. If you're like, what exactly is Thrive Market? Hopefully this gave you an idea. It's an online grocer, essentially. But they don't have anything and everything. They specialize in a lot of your packaged goods. And they don't have produce, but they do have some meats, and they have wines that we really enjoy getting some of their clean wines. We do that separate from our auto ship. But yeah. It's online membership. I will pop a link down in the description for you if you are not yet a member and you want to save 25% on your first order. Be sure to use that link. Don't be like us, and we had tons of friends using Thrive and we forgot to ask for the referral links. and we missed out on our free money. But it's still worth it. We've really enjoyed having everything shipped to our door. It's super easy to customize and set up your recurring schedule and kind of schedule out how frequently you use things. So it makes your orders really easy. You don't have to store it all in your head. So take care, friends. Until next time, cheers.